see how dark it is, you know.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, just because I was.
It doesn't matter. This is the video. I think what I really like
You're
about
gonna
this.
cut anyway.
I'll cut
Whatever
around
you
it.
need.
But what I really like about this is that we're the filmers, the editors, the producers. So we get to like tell the story the way it should be told, not the way.
That's good. That somebody else says, okay, this
Yeah.
and this gets out. This is
Yeah.
too long. This is
Yeah,
not
they
good
don't
enough.
like.
And
They don't talk about the bad things. They don't talk about what happens to the animals. They don't talk about that kind of stuff. And it's like we want to pretend everything's Disney World, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen so many Mickey Mouse shirts. And I'm like, this is a topic that has to be addressed. The corruption here, the need for conservation.
the ignorance
Yeah.
of people here and of visitors.
Yeah.
I said the big problem of the animal dealing when people think they rescue an animal because they see it in bad conditions and don't think about it that if you give them money for it, you're just making the market.
Yeah.
You make it worse, much worse. Yeah. And also that people don't think of how do they get the animal. No?
Yeah.
Maybe you tell me, what do you think? How do they get the monkey? Well, they catch them when I ask visitors. And now imagine how you're going to catch a monkey up there. Yeah, well, you know, they don't catch them. They kill the mother. And that's the only way to get it. No matter if it's a monkey or if it's an ocelot, they won't give their babies to you. So the only living being that maybe leaves their babies are humans. An animal wouldn't do that.
Right.
And the thing is, you want a tame animal, so it has to be from very, very small on.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were born a wild animal?
I have no idea. You know, I read a book of there are some German and Austrian people that came to Peru in the early 20s. And the first 20 years of 1900, 1910, 1920, because there was a very bad situation in Austria. And people from Tyrol that were very, very poor, and people from Rhineland, from some part of Germany, they came over to Peru because the Peruvian president in that time had offered, well, he wanted people to colonize the jungle, had offered land for those people. And they came, and only maybe 6 or 7 years ago, some people from Tyrol came to visit this because their villages exist.
Yeah.
They're still, the houses are very like in Tyrol, but now they mix, they don't even speak German anymore. Some very old people speak Tyrolese, but it's a mixture, and many of them mixed with native people from there, with Peruvians. And it was kind of funny when I read that book. I'm not sure what I believe. In being reborn or whatever, but it was so, it didn't let me sleep. After reading that book, it always came back to me, the story of those people. So sometimes I think maybe I have been in Peru before.
Wow. That just gave me
thinking of
goosebumps. Sorry. Felt that one.
So,
And you're like, and that's why at 7 years old, you're like, I know, I want to be in the jungle.
yeah, it just felt right, or just, yeah.
Even though you had never seen the jungle.
No, not really. Not conscious, at least, yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's so inspirational.
Well, you're doing the same.
Well, we're trying.
Yeah.
You were literally paving the way. Like, you did this by yourself, pretty much. You took risk, and you really built something.
Yeah, maybe what helped was also that it was not a fixed idea. It just, somehow I was very lucky because I tried it and it worked out, and then this came out. And I remember when I started with the butterflies, I was talking to my sister, and she said, "Really, this is really your dream? Do you think that's what you're going to do?" And I said, I love butterflies, but actually I would much more love to work with other animals.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't planned, but then somehow it turned into this, so it's not, how do you say, my doing.
Yeah.
Somehow things came together and worked out more or less.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like chasing butterflies was the one thing that brought me happiness as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when I was confused about what I wanted in life, I was like, I don't want to be an engineer anymore. What do I want? I was like, I'm just going to go chase butterflies. See what happens. And we found you.
Yeah. And now you don't chase them, you can raise them.
Oh yeah.
It's even better.
That is even better. That's awesome.
No, but it's funny that you told me you did the same as me.
That is
Like
weird.
with the
Yeah. But
thinking, now I'm going to fly.
yeah, put the butterfly wings on it.
I mean, it seemed logical. If they tell you, if you take off the dust, they cannot fly anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I put the dust on me, I can fly.
And then you jump off of something and you hope for the best. Yeah.
Huh. That was the only thing I actually did not do as a child, oddly enough. But I still chase butterflies.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like you're from Austria, you're from St. Louis, I'm from Kansas, and we all met
Same.
because of butterflies and just this love of nature. And it's really sad to me to hear the stories that you've shared today, and that like this place needs help and it needs recognition. Like what you do is incredible.
Well, thank you so much. What it needs is people like you to find more people like us. Because I always think there must be. I don't understand now. As I said, I'm looking for somebody to work with me, and even my veterinarian, she thought she had a friend who would be interested. She was interested, but now and I also thought that would be good. She has lived for a year now in Europe. Her boyfriend, she's Peruvian, her boyfriend is from England, and she would like to work with wildlife. She wants to come back. So I was very, very optimistic. She should have started now in February, March, but now she got residency in Spain, and if she lives longer than half a year, she cannot go back. So I have no hope. She will not come. And then I talked to my veterinarian. I said, but if I, with 20, 25, 30, even with 35, if somebody would have told me, there is a rescue center where you can work with wildlife, practically it's done, you just have to work there, you don't have to build up something, I would immediately have gone there.
Yeah.
And worked even without paying.
Absolutely.
Now, no, there's not much interest. But maybe it's because I don't get to the people. Maybe with your help we can find people.
We got you.
When I was in Austria now, I visited some, not so much friends of my cousin. And they were interested. I showed them some videos. And if I could, you must have. And I said, yeah, normally we work with volunteers, but because of COVID, we didn't have any. Oh, but there must be loads of people wanting to work with you. And I said, no. Unfortunately, there are not. No?
You just need to get on the map. We got to put
Yeah.
you on the map.
Maybe, or
Yeah.
But people who seriously want to do something for conservation, and not people who say, oh, in the rescue center I can cuddle a monkey.
Yeah, no.
I have a girl now that wanted to come, and she told me, and I was very happy. She speaks Spanish, she speaks German, she speaks English. She has worked in a rescue center in Guatemala, she said, and she would love to come. And her work is, how do you call it? Nursing, working with the animal babies. So I said, I understand that, but actually right now we don't have any babies. Besides, as we always say to our volunteers, the work is more for the animals and not with them. Definitely, if a baby is there, you have to love it, you have to treat it, you have to do whatever. But if they don't need us anymore, then we have to leave them alone.
Yeah.
She didn't write back anymore. And on one hand, it's good if she doesn't come, if she doesn't want to do anything else. At least I don't get disappointed and tell somebody else don't come because I have enough volunteers, and then she leaves. That has happened too. So that people really know that conservation work is not about making them and turning them into pets.
Yeah, it's not glamorous.
No, not either.
Yeah.
And it can be very frustrating too. Especially with wild animals you get rescued, that very often they are sick. And then you think, I remember a Saki monkey, I don't know if you ever seen them, have a very fluffy tail, very beautiful monkeys. And I got her, she was rescued from some restaurant where she had been, and she was apparently healthy. And then after having her for 2 months already and thinking she's fine, she's starting to do like this, like kidney. And so we did a urine test and a terrible kidney infection. So we started the treatment, but even so, the second day she was dead in the morning. And I took her to the veterinarian, and he did the necropsy. And normally when he does the necropsy, I don't want to see them with their open body, because it's something that stays in your mind, and I rather remember them as they were alive.
Yeah.
But he called me in and he said, you have to see that. The girl, it was called Tseke, I called her Tick because she was just like a tick. She just wanted to stay in my neck.
Ah.
And he showed me what should have been her kidneys. You know, the kidneys are just like
Like a
round,
bean.
like a bean, exactly.
Yeah.
Their kidneys were nothing like a bean. It looked like two black corals.
Wow.
Completely necrotized. She hadn't had any kidneys for I don't know for how long, and she had survived and just fought on, not to show it until she just couldn't anymore.
Wow.
So now when we get animal, first thing is you do a blood test and especially like with the monkeys we got from Lima, practically all of them had either liver or kidney problems, and that's due to bad food. Very often people have a monkey, and monkeys are imitators, and they're just as stupid as human beings that we like junk food. They also would if you give them. Huh? And they say, oh, but my monkey, as I said, has the same diet as me. Yeah, they shouldn't get any salt, they shouldn't get any sugar, they shouldn't get any oil, they shouldn't get any spices. And it's us who have to take care of this. They would eat because they're hungry and because they imitate.
Yeah.
So it's the responsibility of the owner. Not that, oh, he has been eating well, yeah. But it's getting
not well.
sick.
Yeah. Wow. If you could change one thing in the world, what would you change?
I could change one thing in the world. Maybe I would put monkeys on top.
Yes! Yeah.
And orangutan as a European American president.
Yes.
No, but I don't know well, if I could change one thing.
Like if you had one message to get out.
Always put yourself in the place of the other. No matter if it's a human or if it's an animal. Just think, how would I feel in this situation? I think that would help quite a lot, and it's not at all difficult in the end if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
No, I think it's just, that very often when people ask, how did you learn? And I said, did you study this? And I said, no. I mean, sure, I tried to find out with books, but the first thing is just, you have to know the basic thing. If you know this animal's night active, okay, then you say, okay, then I definitely don't want to be woken up in daytime.
Yeah.
Then leave me alone. Then don't put me where people can disturb me. Or things like this that are not nothing, as you would say in German, nothing from the other world. It's just common sense, yeah.
Like the animal has to be at homeostasis before you can actually see the problems, or that's personality, I suppose. Like if it's not...
If it doesn't feel comfortable, if it doesn't, yeah.
I feel like humans are the same way. Like,
yeah, there isn't so much difference.
there's not. Wow. I just want to thank you so much for letting us hang out with you today and all the information you've given us. Like,
Don't thank me. You made my day. Absolutely. No, I'm so happy really to get to know you too. It gives me a lot of hope.
Thank you. You're the best.
You're the best. Both of you are. Really. We'd love to keep you here.
we would be your wild animals. We would do anything.
Great. You could come back.
Oh yeah, you can't have a moment like this and not be back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
We'll come back
Hope
with
you can.
help.
Yeah, we don't know when, but we'll try.
We'll
and
do
figure
whatever it
something
takes.
out, Yeah.
Well, there's much to do wherever to, somewhere else. So I don't know where you get stuck, but here you'll always be welcome.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
Safety.
Yeah. All right, I think we got the
Don't
shot.
thank me.
Fuck. My emotions.